Otome game has arrived with of course, one of the longer Japanese names. Hell, even the official English name isn't too short. But I've been excited for this one. Pretty much all I knew about this was that basically we were going to have a girl who would bump her head one day and realize that she's actually a villain in an Otome game where no matter what happens, she's either going to be exiled or she's going to get killed. And I've heard nothing but hype about apparently the powerful harem that this girl can build that does not discriminate. It doesn't matter, male, female, she'll get them all. And that just sounded hilarious to me. I thought it was just sounded like such a refreshing twist on a formula that you come to expect where, oh, you're going to focus on the main love interest. She'll have all these potential routes and she just kind of is either oblivious or just picks one, right? But having a character who is like bashing her head in, realizing no matter what she does, she is going to be screwed, and how can she use her game knowledge to navigate around it and find either a better resolution or a completely new one that can just avoid all negative possibilities. That just sounds amazing, and honestly, out of all the first episodes I've seen up to right now for the spring season, this is my favorite first episode. It was really good. I mean, I expected to enjoy it. It sounded funny. I mean, as long as you got comedy in a premise such as that, you're not going to mess it up to the point that it's going to be horrible. But I wasn't expecting to, after one episode, say, I am dying to see the rest of the season. I thought I was going to be excited for the next episode. Not the entire season, but holy shit did they hit it out of the park. Right off the bat, the opening song absolutely slaps. Love it. It's adorable, and it kind of highlights just how powerful this harem is going to get. But I love the idea with the internal thoughts, where you have our girl Katarina, who just basically has all these individual personalities of like happy or sarcastic, and she basically just thinks about what she can do for the situation and how can she avoid getting killed or exiled, and it's hilarious. And I love how the first solution she comes up with is she needs to work on her magic and sword skills. That's going to be one of her things. When she gets introduced to her new brother, she realizes that, okay, if this kid gets abused by me and becomes lonely, I'm going to get killed here, so I got to do something. Okay, I'll just shower him with love. You can already see that one romance flag building in the background. I love this show. It's actually kind of genius for taking an idea that's pretty simple on paper, but sometimes you have these authors that try to go so overboard with complexity, and in doing so, they completely miss their mark even though they had good intentions. But by just scaling it back and saying, okay, Otome games, flags, you got all these like little random events, why not just have the character know of basically the entire game and try to create a route that is never supposed to be designed there? Can she do it, and what will that look like by the end? And the fact that she's going to have to basically keep everyone happy so she doesn't get killed or exiled, you understand how the harem could get a little insane, and that's going to be hilarious and just adorable. I mean, Keith, I thought, was a great addition to the cast of characters. Like, we get introduced to the fiancé in this episode, and I love how after she bumps her head, it's a complete opposite, where she starts off as such a bitchy and horrible person who is a spoiled brat, but as soon as she bumps her head, she realizes, like, oh shit, I was actually an otaku, and yeah, I can't love this kid. Like, that's just gross. He's a kid and I'm like a teenager. That's not right. And I love how she basically just has to avoid pissing off anyone. And then when you get introduced to Keith, it's actually a pretty sad backstory, you know, just a kid who got abused by his family. And when people would like throw rocks at birds, he would try to protect wildlife, things like that, and get called a monster. I mean, it's completely understandable why a kid would be so scared, especially after basically being removed from one location, being tossed into another. The first person who's been truly nice in so long is pretty much, you know, you almost killed her because you let your guard down and said, okay, yeah, I guess I can show you my ability. I actually like how there's actually real potential for interesting character arcs, even if it's like every arc is a harem route where it can be a love interest, right? I actually like how there's a deep enough way to make him interesting beyond just being a funny character in a funny show. I love it when a show can take something that you know, and I feel like even if you've never seen like an Otome anime or a harem anime or any anime where there's just a potential route where like not everyone's gonna be happy, you just recognize like this is kinda genius for how simple of an idea it is. I think this is going to be one of those shows that people are going to be laughing at. People are going to be actually interested in many of the characters. Maybe not all of them. Some of them will probably have personalities you're like, oh, I just don't like that. But you're glad to see them in the show because it'll be an obstacle, whether it's like, oh, this is another love interest, but oh shit, if he loves me, then this will cause conflict with him, who then want to exile me or kill me or then move on to her. And it just becomes this mess where it starts off pretty simple, right? You say, okay, fiance, little brother. We can navigate this, we can keep them both happy. But then as all the pieces start stacking, you realize, oh shit, because I was nice to him, that then makes this character jealous, so I gotta try to make her happy, but then this happens, and then you're getting your head cut off. It's hilarious. I don't think there's a way you can actually navigate this, but goddamn, I hope at the very least she finds some way. Like, she's already basically planning of how she can survive by herself if she gets exiled. Like, this show, it's fun. This is like anime as it comes. This is pure, unfiltered anime, and I love how it looked. Like, this is a gorgeous looking show. I mean, it kicks off with some gorgeous background art. I mean, depending on what they do for set design, this might have some of the best background art of the season. We'll have to wait and see for more episodes of this and just all the anime that are going to air, but it definitely set the bar high, and I love how, because it's an Otome game, right? It's very bright, it's this lovey-dovey atmosphere, things like that. I love how they really played up to that, and then you just get this transition to just like, oh shit, I messed up. And it's just adorable overreactions, and I love that. I mean, I think it'd be great if throughout the season, we saw like just different flashbacks of how she used to act, because you can tell she was a spoiled brat. Absolutely was. She was a horrible person, and that's why when she smacked her head and started apologizing or just acting really nice, that's why everyone around her were just like, God, she really hurt her head. I can't tell if this is a bad thing or a good thing because she's actually a lot nicer now. I think, though, with how hilarious this episode was, the best bit in this entire episode was how the mother almost left the father because she thought dad was cheating on her. That's why he brought home a son, and then now that they realize, like, oh, it was a misunderstanding, they're all lovey-dovey. Those are the simple moments that turn an episode like this into just such a memorable episode that I have no complaints. If this is like what we can expect from a Otome game, keep giving me more. Throw as many characters as you want, throw as many harem potential romance routes as you want. Make this as wild and as complex as it is, because this is one of those comedy shows where the more characters, the more messier the plot lines get, the more hilarious it will be to see how Katarina will be able to navigate this, because already having 2 routes that she has to navigate and use her knowledge of, that's hard enough, but imagine having to navigate 12 characters and keep them all happy so either don't get exiled or even worse, killed. That's amazing to me. This is one of those shows that I think a lot of people are going to be happy with. Like, these are one of those shows that you read the description, right? You say, either you're like, okay, I love this, or you're like, this sounds so stupid it's going to fail. I kind of feel like most people who try this are probably going to get a kick out of it because it is funny and it doesn't play into a lot of those tropes. The tropes that are there with character archetypes and how they're introduced and the flags and things like that, they're then used as a way to transition into something that is just almost like a deconstruction, and that's pretty amazing. I'm not sure how long we're going to see her as a kid, if it's going to be for this entire season, or if we're going to see her as an adult eventually. Nonetheless, though, I think they got a lot of possibilities, and I love how she's not, like, going back into her old form, which I thought she was going to. For some reason, I thought, like, after she bumped her head, she was going to remember her original personality, but still be the same one she is. But I think the idea of turning her into someone you actually want to, like, root for and follow, not someone who's a horrible bitch, you're like, I don't care if she gets killed. I mean, look at how she's talking to characters. It was a good, smart move overall, and I mean, this is going to be the show. I think it's probably my most anticipated second episode as of right now. However, I mean, we got Snafu in the season, we got B&A and things like that, right? There's a lot of good anime that's going to be airing in this season, but as of right now, from what I've watched, this is my most anticipated second episode, and holy shit could I not be more excited. I mean, this is a show that I think I just wanted to see more characters. I want to see more just like deconstructions of how you would like play an Otome game. Just make me laugh, make me have fun. That's all I'm going to ask for. But the thing is as much as I had fun, as much as I did laugh, there's a certain couple of points where I had to just pause and just be like, that is actually hilarious. The thing is I actually like the characters, like, across the board. Like, Katarina is amazing. I love her. She's amazing. She is unique and distinct, and I love how she has to basically write down her game manual. But, like, Keith and, like, basically the love interest that you're like, oh god, is Keith gonna kill me? Probably is gonna kill me. It's just, they're intriguing. As long as you can give them an intriguing persona or give them an interesting character arc, even if it goes down to that love path, it's still going to be good. And that's all I really asked for. I mean, this was a fun episode, but I'd be interested for fans of either the source material or went into this completely blind like myself. What did you think of episode 1, and how excited are you for episode 2 if you are going to check it out? Do let me know. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy, and remember to hit that subscribe button if you have been new around here. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.